right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. My name is Sheila Gold, and I am the Executive Director of Admissions for the Tulane School of Professional Advancement. I'm joined by my colleagues Hope Anderson, who you'll be hearing from later tonight, and Ann Conlon, who is running the magic behind the scenes to make this webinar move. And we're going to tell you a little bit about our school, a little bit of the history of school, our programs, how we support students so that they can be successful. And then Hope will talk to you all a little bit about our admissions process and some financial aid information and some application deadlines. And then we're available to answer any questions that you all may have. So we will go ahead and get started. So just a little bit about SoPA, which is what we affectionately call the School of Professional Advancement. Tulane University is made up of 9 smaller schools, one of which is the School of Professional Advancement. Tulane was founded in 1834, and really just a short 50 years later after its founding, the very first iteration of the School of Professional Advancement was founded. It was founded as a commitment to adult learners in the New Orleans area. So we have always had a foundation in adult learners, non-traditional learners, meaning students who aren't generally that 18-year-old right out of high school that's starting college, but students who maybe are juggling career, family, maybe want to go part-time, maybe have started at another school and are transferring in and finishing their degree. So that's what we do at SoPA. We do it very well, and we're excited to tell you all more about that tonight. So a little bit of the information that we'll touch on tonight, many of our classes are taught online. Not all of our classes, but many are. And we feel like our online pedagogy is a differentiator for us. It's different from other schools. We'll talk about how it's different, and different meaning that our students are really engaged, really challenged. Also, we feel like our programs, the way that they're built, and our faculty are also differentiators. Our student support there's multiple layers for each student of support. And then of course, because we're a school specifically for adult learners, we offer a flexibility that we feel like meets the needs of our students in ways that other schools don't. And then of course, all of this is backed up by a Tulane degree, which tends to open doors when it comes time to applying for jobs. So a little bit about online learning at SoPA. So the way that our online learning is different is that, first of all, we have a pretty significant depth of expertise at SoPA. A lot of schools went to online learning when the pandemic started. We have actually been in the online space for many years. So we have expertise in this area where other schools are sort of learning how to do it. Not only do we know how to do it, but we're getting better and better at it. We actually have, as part of our faculty, master's level educators, and they are called instructional designers. Instructional designers are educators who their specific specialty is learning how to design curriculum for online teaching. And we have our own instructional designers at the school that create all of our classes. And what that translates to our students is that you have an engaging, interactive learning experience in the online space that's different from a lot of other schools. You're not just flipping through a PowerPoint or learning on your own. Our students have videos that they watch, interactive materials that they watch, simulations online. You actually do group work with other students. You do meet with faculty, so you get to know your faculty, create relationships, also create relationships with other students in your class. You will have guest speakers. You will get to interact with discussion boards and have collaborative experiences. So it's almost like online learning, I almost feel like is a misnomer. It's almost like remote learning. You have a very interactive experience. You just don't have to drive to campus to necessarily have it. So not all of your classes will be online, but some might be. That might be more appropriate for your schedule or more accommodating, and know that you really will be engaged in those classes. Another thing that I like to tell prospective students is that we do offer the opportunity for students to sit in on an online class while you're going through the admissions process. And that might be a good opportunity for you to get a sense of what the classes are like. So that's an opportunity that you all might want to consider. So just some data behind when I say that we've really been in this space for a while. We have over close to 14,000 students that have completed at this point, probably over 32,000 hours of online coursework. We've been in this space since 2018. We train our faculty specifically to teach online. So our faculty aren't like figuring out how to do this. They get taught online, and actually several of our faculty have won national awards for teaching. We have 8 master's degrees that have actually been designed all to be online, as well as undergraduate courses. So we have over 300, close to actually 400 courses that have been taught developed to be taught online. So our faculty, we also feel like are differentiators from other schools. So our faculty are all practitioners in the field that they teach. So they all have experience in the curriculum that they're actually teaching. So for instance, in our paralegal studies program, Patricia Betancourt is one of our faculty members. She's a lawyer, she's a litigation expert. So you're being taught how to be a paralegal by an actual lawyer in the field. Bo Boudreau is one of our writing professors. He's a published poet, so he can tell you how to write, he can tell you how to publish. In our kinesiology program, Tyra Mitchell is one of our faculty members. She's our assistant director of the program. She's a physical therapist. She has her doctorate in physical therapy. And then for our IT and cyber program, Ralph Russo is our program director, and he is a former commanding officer at NYPD, but he started their counterintelligence and cyber program post 9/11. So that's just 4 of our faculty, and we have many, many more than that. Our faculty actually teach what they know, and it's a very different experience for students. So you learn the most up-to-date information and skills for the industry that you're interested in learning about. So the bachelor's degrees that we offer at the School of Professional Advancement are listed on the screen. Digital design, digital media and marketing communications, exercise science, general legal studies, health and wellness, homeland security studies, humanities, which is just a very broad degree. It's like Englishes and histories and communication, IT, information technology, public relations, and social sciences. And social sciences is also very broad, but that's more like your political science, your sociology, your psychology courses. So if you're interested in getting a bachelor's degree, but you don't know specifically what you want to study, humanities and social sciences would probably be the degrees for you. So we also offer several certificates, and these are not degrees. They are certificates in a specific area where students want to sort of get in-depth knowledge in a small area, but they're not interested in getting a full degree. And you can see those certificates on your screen. We also offer post-baccalaureate certificates. These certificates are actually for students who already have a bachelor's degree, but these aren't graduate level certificates. So you have to have a bachelor's degree, but you're coming back to get additional training. And a lot of these are education programs, early childhood and secondary education, K through 12 special ed, teaching English learners, and then also graphic design, health and wellness, interactive design, and paralegal studies. Next. Okay. So we also offer for our students, because we know that many of our students have life experience. You've been working, or maybe you've been in the military, or maybe you have some skills that you bring into the classroom. And so we offer for our students a way to accelerate their path towards their degree. And you can actually get credit for information and knowledge that you've built up during your years before you go back to school. So So you can receive up to 24 credits, which is essentially 8 classes. All of our classes are 3 credit hours. If you can demonstrate to your faculty member through an assessment process that you already know the learning objectives of a certain class, and if you can demonstrate that, then you will get credit for those courses. So that's a way that we can help students not only save money, but save time towards graduation. So that's a really great thing. Often we give credit for military training, and like I said, for specific knowledge in the workforce that you might bring into the classroom. All right, and so our student support and success, we also feel like is a differentiator. All of our students get 2 separate advisors. You get an academic advisor and you get a faculty advisor. Your academic advisor, you could virtually meet with every day if you wanted to. They're incredibly accessible to students. Their calendars are open so that you can just make an appointment with them as often as you really need. And then on top of that, you have a faculty advisor. Also, many other faculty members just enjoy working with students and helping them be successful. So we wrap our students in a tremendous amount of support. We also have a dedicated career advisor for our students. We don't share our career advisor with the rest of the school. Our career advisor is there to help students learn how to navigate the job hunt. So they'll look at your resume or help you put a resume together. They can help edit your resume if you already have one. They can help you put a LinkedIn page together. Our career advisors and our faculty, for that matter, get a lot, because they all work in the industry, like I said, that they teach in. They have a lot of networks out in the workforce, and so they'll get job postings sent to them, and they'll push those job postings out to our students. So our students almost weekly get job postings sent out to them. So you can start your job hunt as soon as you're ready to graduate, and our career advisor will help prepare you for your interviews and to get yourself on your career path. All right, I am going to hand things over to my colleague, Hope, and she can talk to you a little bit about tuition and the application process.
Hello, I also want to thank you for joining us this evening. I want to give you some information about our tuition. It says affordability, and that's true because our price point is actually very low. So our classes are each 3 credits. So that is lower than the majority, or just about all of the schools in the area, in New Orleans area. And for those that are eligible to receive financial aid, we have a financial aid department that will assist you in requesting financial aid. Our fees also keeps our tuition low because they're not assessed. A lot of them are not assessed on top of the tuition. And again, this is important when you're considering or when you're comparing SoPA to other schools in the area. So we have just several of those fees: academic support fees and the student activity fees, which is relatively low. And then some of the courses have fees associated with them, and that's just for the technology and high quality technology purposes. Some of the aid, as I mentioned, federal grant and federal loan, but for military and veterans, there's a yellow ribbon program, and we have our own liaison here at Tulane University. And those students would, on top of the yellow ribbon program, receive a 20% discount. And so there are also discounts for military, as I mentioned, K through 12 teachers, New Orleans area public employees, or other parishes in the area, And then we also offer Phi Theta Kappa member scholarship. And as Sheila mentioned, the credit for life, you can receive up to 24 credit hours for the work and life experience. Our application process is simple. You complete your application. If you have any questions at any time throughout that process, there are several of us that are just ready and available to assist you with that process. The application fee is $40. And I think if you attend this webinar, that fee is waived. Is that correct, Sheila? So the application fee is waived. You would need to upload a clear government issued ID, whether that's driving license, your state ID, or passport. And also upload transcripts or have them, so you can upload unofficial transcripts for an admission decision, or you can just go ahead and request the official transcripts from the universities or institutions you attended and have them sent directly to SoPA. So with the application process, it's some important deadlines to remember. Each semester, we have a deadline where there's a cutoff time for applying, submitting your application. The summer is different because we have 3 different sessions. So that particular semester or that application, summer application is a little different. But each semester, as I mentioned, there's a deadline. For summer, your application is required to be submitted by May 1st, spring, January 1st, and in the fall, August 1st. And if you notice in those boxes, individual boxes, it says each one an early enrollment scholarship. So on top of financial aid, the first semester, if you are registered for your classes by each of those due dates, summer, April 25th, and then the spring, December 1st, the fall, June 1st, you are awarded a $200, one-time $200 scholarship fee on top of your financial aid if you're eligible. Again, if you have any questions, please keep us in mind. We're here and we are available to answer any questions and help you in any way we can. And thank you again for joining us this evening.
Thanks, Hope. So if anyone has any questions, you can drop them in the chat at the bottom of the screen, or if you want to take yourself off of mute, you can, or if you are shy and don't want to ask questions in public, that's okay too. My email is on the screen. There's also a phone number, but don't call me. I'm away from my desk. Email is by far the best way to get me, and I'm happy to answer your emails. So we'd love to hear from you if you have any questions. All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, you will be receiving a thank you. Let's see. You said that there would be classes that were on campus. What kinds of classes are those? So a lot of our classes. So for our undergraduate programs, most of our classes are on campus, but we also offer a lot of classes online. So actually, in theory, you could do your last 2 years entirely online if you wanted to. Actually, in theory, you could do most of your bachelor's online, but our bachelor's degrees are designed to be in person. I just like to let students know that they have the flexibility. Sometimes students want to take like one class online, one class in person, right? Like there might be lots of different reasons. So, but the majority of our classes are offered on campus as well. So what I was saying is tomorrow you will get a follow-up email from me, just thanking you for attending this webinar. And there will also be a recording of this webinar. So if there's any part that you missed or you want to hear it again, you could do that. If you want to forward it to a friend who missed the webinar, that's great. But if there are no other questions, then I want to say thank you to everybody for coming tonight. And I certainly hope that we'll see your application soon. And more importantly, I hope that we'll be welcoming you to campus as a student very soon. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.